Good evening and welcome to another episode of GLP with an ostomy, or GLP-1 with an ostomy. Well guys, I'm on here for an update, and as you see in the title, back to the drawing board, okay? Let me tell you what happened. And this time I didn't go off on the doctor's secretary. In fact, I'm out of the whole equation other than the fact that the prescription is for me. Let me tell you what happened. I called Myers today because, as you all know, or I called the Myers Pharmacy on today because, as you all know, on yesterday, I actually was there because I needed to get some things, and when I had checked on things, there was no change. And so after I got home later, I saw that there was a change on the app. So I figured, okay, they received the pre-authorization, everything's been sent in, and so I said, maybe there's going to be a change or they can let me know what's going on now. So I called on today, this afternoon at about, I'd say about 1 o'clock, 12:01. So anyway, the lady goes, we haven't received the prior authorization. Because I had told her, I said, the pharmacist, I told her, I was like, well, my thing changed on the app, so I assumed that you had received it because she told you on Monday that she had sent it. So she's like, no, I didn't receive it. So she was like, I was like, well, we're gonna have to call her, or if you don't mind calling her. I was like, because I do not want to hear her mouth. I was like, if she sent it like she said that she sent it, I was like, she might have sent it to my insurance again, which is what she was instructed not to do. Well, you guys, that's exactly what she did, okay? So in the meantime, I'll probably get a letter tomorrow saying that I'm denied again and all that good stuff, which is fine. So anyway, she said, okay, she was like, I'm going to call to find out exactly what's going on. She said, and then she was like, but in the meantime, she was like, you never know. She may have sent it to the fax number that, because the Medicare, the Medicare Part D GLP program has a fax number, and all doctors, physicians were provided with that, and that the instructions, if they've read the packet, says to send it to fax the pre-authorization to that number. So she said she may have done it instead of faxing it to us. She said we do the courtesy, if they fax the pre-authorization to us, then we fax all the stuff over to the GLP-1 program, which is the prescription and the pre-authorization. She said we do that as a courtesy. She said, but if doctors prefer to fax the pre-authorization to them, then they will they can do that. And so I was like, okay. I was like, so I'll call. And so I ended up calling Medicare, and then Medicare gave me the number to the Medicare Bridge program, Part D. So for those of you, if you're watching this video and you're going through the Bridge program and you're having trouble, here is the number. Or if you want to check your status, I mean, it's good to have this number anyway. So here is their number, and they answer immediately because I talked to them on 2 different occasions today. And when I call that number, you press option 2 because you're the patient. When you press option 2 to that Bridge number, as soon as you press that option and that phone rings the first time, someone's picking it up immediately. So I was happy about that. So you don't have to wait on hold or anything like that. They have workers up in there. Okay, so here's the number, you guys. 1-855. Wait, let me put my magoos on to make sure. Yes, 1-855-273-0102. I repeat, 1-855, and it's toll free, 273-0102. That is the direct number to the Medicare Part D Bridge program. So if you ever want to check your status, if you have questions, if you want to find out if you, whatever, I would say qualify, but most people already know because the pharmacy would know. That's the number that you would call. And before you call that number, make sure that you have your Medicare ID number right there, because they'll talk to you, but they will not look into any of your information unless you have your Medicare ID number. And that was a trip for me, because my Medicare red, white, and blue card, because where it's to be found, my card was so old, from 2004, and I never received another one, that I didn't even have my number on there. So I ended up needing to call my pharmacist back so that I could get my ID number. So after I verified my last four of the social, they gave it to me. So then I called back, and so that was the second time that I called back, and I was able to provide the number, and then that's when they looked into the account. So they found me, and they said that we have received the prescription, but the pre-auth is being waited on. So and I was like, well, I'm calling you to find out if they faxed it to you guys instead of to the pharmacy. She was like, nope. She was like, we don't have it. And so then she's like, more than likely, it probably went to your insurance. She was like, and that's why I didn't go off and get too upset with the receptionist, although I am upset because, but at least I'm fine. I found out from the GOP lady that a lot of receptionists are doing this because they think they know it all. Because remember, I told you the other day when we had our blowout a week ago, that she told me she knows what she's doing. And when I was trying to explain what she needed to do, she was like, I know what I'm doing, and they're not going to approve you, and blah, 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 blah. I told y'all about that. And so that's what made me mad, and I went off on her, once and for all. But anyway, so once again, she was instructed on Monday what to do. She was instructed to do the pre-auth and send it back to the pharmacy. That was the instruction. But once again, Miss Know-It-All decided to send it, thinking that all she needed to do was send it to my insurance. And she sent it to the wrong one once again. She keeps sending it to my regular insurance, and the GLP program is a whole different ball game. It's through the Medicare Part D program, Medicare Part D, but it's a whole different entity. And that's the way that it has been explained. And the GOP lady told me, she's like, here's the problem. She said, I can tell you because I'm dealing with this every day, all day. She said a lot of these receptionists and secretaries, they're used to doing it a certain way, and they think because they've been doing it for so long, and this is the way that it's always been done, that they are supposed to do it that way. She's like, but if they would read the packet that was sent to them, read it through and through, she said the instructions are right there. We made it simple. She's like, what they're to do, the doctor is to write the prescription, send it to your pharmacist. The pharmacist is to send a pre-authorization. The doctor is to fill out the pre-authorization and either send it back to the pharmacist, who will send it in along with the prescription, or if they have the fax number, which is provided in the packet, they can fax the pre-authorization. And then the pharmacy will fax the prescription. And she said, and everything is usually complete within 72 hours. But she said a lot of these receptionists are not doing it. She's like, some of them will make the correction right away. They only need to be told once. She was like, but it sounds as if the receptionist that you are dealing with is like some of the other hundreds and thousands who have decided, no, we're going to do it our way, and we're not going to read the instructions, and we're just going to keep doing it our way. And so this is the problem that I'm having. So here's the solution. The pharmacist and the GOP lady told me, they said, if she can't get it right, she said, get to an endocrinologist. And so that is the plan. When the pharmacist mentioned that to me today, and I told her, I said, I called my mother's old endocrinology, just that I'm familiar with, and he does the GLP medications, but I cannot go to him unless I'm referred to him through my primary physician. So the pharmacist told me, if things have not been corrected by Monday, and I'll tell you what what has been done. She's like, if it hasn't been corrected, she's like, we're giving her until Monday to correct it. And I'll be able to look into your account, and I also have the number to the GLP bridge. I have their direct number too. I will call them to make sure that it's been done correctly and that all the information has been received. If it has not been received by Monday, she's like, you call the doctor's office and make an appointment. She's like, and I told her, I was like, that's fine with me, because my doctor, if I call early enough, I can get in the same day, if not no later than the next day. So by Tuesday, if she hasn't done it correctly, I'll be right in there staring her straight in the face, and I will be going in to ask my doctor to give me a referral to my mother's endocrinologist, who is in the network. So my doctor probably knows him or knows of him, but he's in my network, and my doctor's network. So that should not be a problem. I have the number, I have the name. I will give it to him, and he can write the referral, and I take the referral right on out, and then I can call and make an appointment with the endocrinologist. And then that's it. Then I'll let the endocrinologist handle everything from there. I should do that anyway, but we're giving her one more chance. So in the meantime, I'm not dealing with the secretary. So the pharmacist called her on today, and then she called me back later this afternoon to let me know what happened. She called the secretary, explained to the secretary that the packet states, what you're supposed to do. And she confirmed she did send that pre-authorization to my insurance, which she was not supposed to do. She was instructed to send the pre-authorization to the pharmacist, same pharmacist. So when she told her within a minute, I just did it, she had never received it. And then she was off Tuesday and Wednesday. She just came back today, Brittany, because they have different pharmacists on different days. So anyway, so today was the day that Brittany returned. And so only to find out that what happened. Okay, so now she instructed her, you have to send the pre-authorization to me, and I will send it, or you need to send it to the Medicare Part D GLP program fax number. And she gave her the number. Now I'm gonna give you all the number in case you need to pass this number on to your physician if they haven't read the memo. That number is 800-530-2404. That is the fax number for the pre-authorizations. Okay? Repeat, 800-530-2404. That is the fax number. So that's where we're at now. So she claimed she was doing it today, and so the pharmacist will be checking back with her on tomorrow, and then she told me to call her tomorrow at about 1 o'clock. And she's like, by then she should have talked to her, because she told her, I need to speak with the doctor too, so, and the doctor wasn't in when she called today. So that's because she asked to speak to the doctor initially. And so, because she was like, I was through with her too, just like you through with her. I wanted to speak with the doctor, but since he wasn't in, I was like, she could have been lying. He could have been in there with the patient or something. But anyway, so she's calling back tomorrow because she still wants to speak to the doctor so that she can let the doctor know, this is how it's done, and, you need to read the packet or whatever they sent, that explains the program, because she's thinking that perhaps the doctor may have instructed her to send it to my insurance. She doesn't know, and she wants to make sure that everybody is on the same page and that we get this done. And so we'll see. So if she does it, and the receptionist, she told her that to call her back tomorrow. She said they'll be in tomorrow. They don't come in. They come in late on Friday because they're open late on Friday. They're open until 7 on Friday, and the pharmacy is open until 7. And so the doctor, they don't open until 12 tomorrow. So she told her to give her a call tomorrow at about 12 noon. and then she'll let her know, let her speak with the doctor and let her know, what's happening. And so I said, so was she nice, or did she sound frustrated and exasperated like she does? She was like, oh no, she was totally respectful. See, because the pharmacist is the doctor. They're a doctor of pharmacy. So she knows she got to come correct with them. And then she knows that pharmacist wants to speak with the doctor, and that can get her into trouble. Okay? So regardless, if she gets crazy with her, but now, and she only gets crazy with me when the doctor's not around. Now, when the doctor's around and in our presence, she's just as nice as can be. Okay, so everything she's always done has been when the doctor is out of earshot or out of sight. All this mess over the phone. That's why I had to get her straight, the other day. You're not going to just talk to me any kind of way about this, and I'm trying to explain to you, what this is, and you're telling me I was like, maybe you do know. I was like, but you're not doing it correctly, and I'm letting you know. I was like, the pharmacist is telling me that it's not done correctly, so I said, perhaps you need to call her or something to get this right. And then when they did talk, still wasn't done right. So here we go. I just have a feeling that as of Monday, I will be calling to make an appointment with my doctor and getting a referral to the endocrinologist, and that will be the end of that. So hopefully I don't have to wait weeks for that. I'm behind the 8 ball, you guys, but there's nothing I can do. I can't make anyone do anything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just out of it, and then if I have to call and make an appointment with my doctor and then make the appointment with the endocrinologist, then so be it. And then I'll go whenever I can go. But I think this endocrinologist, he's not that backed up. It's not like, because when I looked online, it said accepting new patients. So that means he's not backed up. But who's to say how far out, an appointment would be? I might have to wait a week or two. And in that case, I don't mind, because at that point, I know that things will be done correctly and it will go smoothly. At least I think I know. I'm hoping, but I don't think it'll be a problem going through the endocrinologist. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, I just wanted to call y'all. I wanted to come on with this update to let y'all know where we're at now. So, yep, no news once again. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm getting ready to work on this crocheting, and I'm going to relax the rest of the evening and not be stressed over this, because the last thing I need is to end up going into an MS attack, because stress is the worst thing for autoimmune disease. So I don't need that either. I don't need to get sick. So I'm just keeping calm, and it will work itself out. These types of things happen before the breakthrough comes. So I'm just waiting on the breakthrough, and perhaps it'll come. If not, it's going to come eventually, because I'm not giving up. I am not. I told the GLP lady, I was like, oh, I'm going to fight this tooth and nail to the bitter end. I was like, because I know I qualify. So I can play this game. I was like, but I'm not going to play it that much longer. So she mentioned, and so did the pharmacist. They were like, get a referral to the endocrinologist, and you can't go wrong. And I agree. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Well, you only have one more day here, Friday. So have a wonderful Friday. And I may end up coming on, I hope to come on Saturday with the video that I said that I would be doing. But if I don't come on Saturday, it will be Sunday with that video, because I forgot that the volunteers are coming Saturday, and I have no idea how long they're going to be here. They're coming at 9 a.m., so I would hope that they probably will be gone, within 4 hours. So that will give me a chance to do the video in the afternoon. So, but if you don't see me, that means that things got really hectic and I couldn't come on. So I will definitely come on by Sunday if you don't see me Saturday. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye-bye.